Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mrs. Smith 88. So today I have my candle and home fragrance empties for the month of September 2021. I will admit, if you guys watch me on the regular, it is definitely on the smaller side. So I was away for work for 5 days. That was 5 days of no burning, no melting. So my empties are a little bit on the smaller side, but nonetheless, I am very happy with what I used up this month. So let's jump in and get started. As you guys know, these videos usually do run a little bit on the long side. So I'm going to start with the stuff towards the front here. So the first item I'm going to show you is our own candle company Summer Vacation. This was a triple layer candle. It had the scent The Beach, Tropical Paradise, Coconut Lime. I did pick this up at a discount retailer for, I believe, $7. Oh, nope. $4.99. And in all honesty, I'm really glad that I only paid $4.99 for this fragrance. This did not have very good projection scent-wise to it. Definitely was a little bit on the lackluster side. If I came across this again, I definitely would pass it up. This is not a fragrance I would repurchase. Next, we have here a Aldi Candle. And this was one of their ceramic dish candles from last year's fall collection. This one is in the fragrance Cedar Oakwood. I did buy all of the scents last year that came out in this collection. And of the bunch, this one just wasn't top of the list for me. So it sat in my collection for a little while and I didn't get around to it. It burned really well, so very, very good performance. Had decent throw to it. Definitely had one of those manly, masculine fragrances to it. I wouldn't say that it wouldn't be a repurchase, but it also just would not be on the top of my list. Next, we have here Yankee Candle Early Spring Bloom. I do apologize that my camera is not focusing on that label. So as you guys see, this one burned flawlessly. Very little soot. Really excellent performer when it comes to burning, but scent-wise, definitely on the lighter and more subdued side. But that is kind of to be expected, considering that it is a floral and it's not a super heady floral. Definitely a nice bedroom or bathroom burn. I actually burned this one in my bedroom. Once again, just a scent that I probably would not repurchase, but I was happy that I got the opportunity to give this one a try. Here we have Goose Creek, and this one is called Staying Home. And this reminded me of the Bath & Body Works Cashmere scented line. I think it was called Cashmere. Smelled pretty close to that. This one was very pungent and fragrant. On cold throw, I was not crazy about this. On warm throw, I thought that this was a very welcoming scent for fall, if I can speak today. I enjoyed it. Wouldn't be a repurchase for me. I'm glad that I had it once. I got to give it a try, but it's just not a favorite by any means. But good performer. I actually burned this down in my kitchen. Next, we have a classic tried and true from Bath & Body Works. This is Mahogany Teakwood. You can definitely tell that this is from like the first round of release of Mahogany Teakwood. This is a super old style jar. I love Mahogany Teakwood. When this first came out, I hoarded it. I bought so many of them, and I've kind of worn myself down on it a little bit. There's other fragrances I like more, but every once in a while, I like to grab a classic Bath & Body Works fragrance like this. It says, the scent of fine woods, mahogany, cedarwood, and oak, highlighted by delicate lavender and geranium notes, conjure up an escape to a cozy library on a chilly fall day. So I've always called this my hot, sexy man candle. Definitely, like I said, love this fragrance. This will always be a repurchase that ends up in my collection, but definitely not something that I frequently burn. So next we have here another Goose Creek candle. This is in Rainbow Sherbet. I actually burned this in my office. So typically this time of the year, fall and winter, I like to have the bakery scents. I like to have the fall apple pumpkin scent, but I tend to do those in my living room, dining room, or kitchen. Whereas upstairs where my office is, where the bathroom is, where my bedroom is, I tend to do either fruity scents, floral scents, or fresh scents. I like to keep the fruity scents close to the kitchen and the dining room. So Rainbow Sherbet, although a summer scent that would have went wonderful in my kitchen, I did actually burn this in my office. This definitely smelled like orange sherbet or like rainbow sherbet, just like its namesake. I definitely did enjoy this fragrance. If I got this at a good price, I would definitely consider picking this one up again. So here we have another Goose Creek candle. So I hit the Goose Creek candles pretty hard this month. This one is in Lush Getaway. If you guys watched prior fragrance empty videos, you guys know that there was a glitch on the Goose Creek website. For some reason, these were marked down to like $3.95. I'm pretty sure I picked up like 10 or 12 of them. So glad that I did, because besides it being an excellent price point, this is a very nice, feminine, fruity, floral fragrance. I did end up burning this one in my office as well. I have several of these left in my collection, and I'm very happy that I do, because this fragrance in particular is a real winner for me. Let's go ahead and talk about an Aldi Candle. So you guys know that I was raving about the Joe Malone dupe candles that were at Aldi's. I believe they were $5.99. This is the number 21 Nectarine and Honey. On a cold throw, this smelled like a really nice flowery shampoo, almost like herbal essence. Definitely loved it on cold throw, but I will say once it was lit and burning, I had this one in my office. My office is the smallest room in the house. Like literally my office, I think, is 9 feet by 13, and that might be generous. It might be a little bit smaller than that. This didn't have any throw, and the sad thing is I did go back and I bought multiples of these. I think I bought like 10 of them. I think that I'm going to try burning in a different location, like maybe the bathroom, an even smaller room, to see if I get good throw out of this one. But throw-wise, I was very, very disappointed by this. So next we have another Goose Creek candle here, and this one is Summer Fireflies. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the top off this one so I can get a whiff of it, because I do not remember what this one smells like. I do know that I did end up burning this in my living room. I didn't have too many living room and kitchen burns this month, because the two Goose Creeks, these ended up burning forever. Like, I felt like I did not get to swap my candles out too frequently at all. So this definitely kind of smells a little bit like grass, like fresh cut grass with a touch of citrus in it. Would I repurchase it? No, it was definitely a blind purchase. I purchased solely based on scent description. This one just did not knock it out of the park for me. So before we move on to the candles over to the left, I'm going to go ahead and get some of these melts out of the way. So I did use up 2 1-ounce scent shots of Swan Creek Candle Wanderlust. They do not sell them in these packages. I buy the refill tubs, and then my daughter and I, we have candle making days where we end up melting our refill tubs down, and we end up making wax melt. That way I actually get through utilizing those products. So 2 Swan Creek Wanderlust. I also used up 2 tart Michigan cherries. The other one fell over here. So 2 tart Michigan cherries, very nice juicy cherry fragrance. My daughter's friend as well as her mother stopped over and they were loving this in my warmer. My daughter's friend's like, their house always smells so good. Our house smells so bad compared to them. And I felt so bad for this mom because She probably felt a little bit awkward that her daughter was calling her out, but they absolutely loved the Tarte Michigan Cherry fragrance. One of my favorites is the Swan Creek Citrus and Sage. I ended up melting this in my bedroom. This is one of my newest favorites with them, and it is a classic staple in their collection. They have it year-round. Just a beautiful blend of citrus and sage, very fresh. Oh, I love this. This is a good bedroom, office, bathroom burn, all over the house. Very non-offensive fragrance. Love, love, love this one. Cannot say enough good things about this fragrance. I used up one Swan Creek Blueberry Cheesecake. This was a choice that my daughter chose for her warmer in her bedroom. Unfortunately, she is not the greatest about changing her warmer out. She will just get a hankering for it one day and do it, and then it'll be the same scent for 2 weeks. I probably should be changing her warmer out for her. 2 more Swan Creeks here, and that is almond milk and Tupelo honey. So I grabbed this because it was part of a new collection, I believe, last year. Totally blind bought it. This one out of the bunch was the most disappointing. Just nothing special to me. Not very heavy on the honey. Definitely a lighter throwing fragrance. I want to get through this tub. Like I said, I have it divided into these little scent shots. We pour whole tubs at a time. So hopefully you guys will see more of these next month because I do want to migrate this fragrance out of my collection because it's just not a winner for me. Back to candles here. We have another Aldi Huntington Home, and this one is in Magnolia. This is one of my favorite Aldi fragrances. This is a beautiful, feminine, white floral fragrance. Definitely reminds you of perfume. Very non-offensive when it comes to florals. It's not too heady. It's not too pungent. Just a very nice, fresh, feminine floral. I think that I burned this in the bedroom. Love this fragrance. If it ever came back, I would buy that one again. Here we have a Scentworks candle. So this is from Kohl's. This is the Harry Slack and Homeworks line for Kohl's. They call it Scentworks. This is in bamboo leaves. So just a nice, fresh greenery scent. I ended up doing this fragrance in my bathroom. It does have a scent description on the bottom. Bamboo, green leaves, hyacinth, and sheer amber. So very nice bathroom burn. We have here a Yankee Candle, and this one is in Beautiful Bloom. This is one of the 17-ounce 3-wicks. These are the older 3-wicks, not the newer 3-wicks. This was an outlet purchase. I ended up getting it pretty reasonable price-wise, considering it was at the outlet. Did not have a good throw to it. I could not smell it at all. This was a burn in the bedroom, so this would be a item that I would not repurchase. So we have a couple more candles left and wax melts. So this is what I actually finished up this morning. This is Pink Zebra Blueberry Muffin Sprinkles. So I would definitely say in the first couple hours of melting this morning, the first 2 to 3, very strong. Every time I walked down the steps, I smelled blueberry muffins. Very true to its namesake. It has been probably about 5 hours since I started melting it, and I don't smell it. I don't smell anything at all out of this. So I would not repurchase these. I definitely like the concept of the jar with the sprinkles and how it's easy to mix and match. But yes, not a rebuy for me. Then we have here Better Homes and Gardens, Daffodils and Daisies. I ended up burning this in my bathroom. It was an okay floral. I liked it much better on cold throw than warm. On warm, the daffodil came out really strong, and it just was not jiving with me personally. So unfortunately, I would not repurchase this fragrance either. I feel like this month I have a lot of candles I would not repurchase, and that tends to happen each month because I will look at my collection, I'll be like, oh, I want to keep my favorites for a later date. I want my favorites to be something I really enjoy. So I sit and I'll pick out stuff that I'm not too crazy about just to work it out of my collection to make space for new stuff. So we have a Goose Creek candle melt and funnel cake. This smelled like a classic funnel cake from the fair. I absolutely loved this fragrance. This was a very strong melt. It lasted a while, had really good performance to it. Next, we have here a sensational from Walmart. This one is in Blue Sky, Make-A-Wish. This is a fresh, perfumey fragrance of anything it reminded me of is if you were into Scentsy when they did the Cinderella collection. This smells exactly like the Cinderella bar. As most of you guys know, I do sell Scentsy, and I'm not afraid to tell you when something is a dupe. I'm not out to technically get sales. I sell Scentsy because I like the personal discount. If somebody buys it from me, that's just an extra win. But I'm not going to come on here and sugarcoat things and tell you, oh, buy the Cinderella bar for $5.50, even though it's a dupe of the Sensationals Blue Sky Make-A-Wish at Walmart for $2. Next, we have here a Scentsy bar, and this is Jade and Jasmine. This was a newer fragrance for spring. I ended up melting this in my office. It had a really good throw to it. Nice, fresh, floral. Would not repurchase this one because I don't love it like I like Aloe Water and Cucumber. That's one of my favorite fresh ones. Iridescent Pearl I absolutely love. Jade and Jasmine is just a little on the meh side to me. Couple more melts and one more candle. Another sensational. I do apologize if you hear the pups barking in the background. This is Pumpkin Apple Muffins. I bought this several years ago, like 4 years ago. I have a bunch of these in my collection. I hoarded this when it came out because it was limited edition. So glad that I did. It is a classic blend of pumpkin and apple. Has really good throw to it. This is the epitome of fall in wax melts. Next is a Scentsy bar, Iridescent Pearl. Like I said, this is one of my top fragrances from Scentsy. This is a beautiful fresh fragrance. I could melt this throughout my house year round and probably never get tired of it. That's how much I love this fragrance. One more melt. We have here a Yankee Piece centerpiece cup. This is the Black Cherry fragrance. Classic black cherry fragrance, very similar to the Swan Creek. Lots of companies have fragrances like this, so nothing truly special, but definitely a good introduction to fall fragrance before you want to go full-on pumpkin apple. Definitely bring in those dark cherry fragrances as a transition. Then last but not least, we do have a Huntington home candle. And this one is in white citron, and this is in one of the decorative mirrored jars. So it looks like that beautiful jar. Unfortunately, I did not get to go all the way through it. It did pool, and then my daughter was cleaning in the bathroom. It was one of her chores. She moved it, and it went out, and she didn't realize one of the wicks sunk. I wasn't about to work with it and dig it out. So it has made it into my empties. So I hope you guys enjoyed my fragrance empties for the month of September. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and bye everyone.